Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good day. Welcome to the Hurtin' Hippie, and welcome to my Come to Jesus moment on Canadian politics. Folks, I've got to give you a bit of background on me and politics, so I hope you stay and listen, and I seriously hope that if you go, oh no, here's another conservative talking point, that even more, you stay and listen, because things that are difficult to hear are the most important things to hear, not to abide by, to hear, to listen, to absorb and work out. And some of it may become some of you. But I digress. I gotta get on with this. I have no script in front of me. I never do. I always go off the seat of my pants. And you're welcome for not showing you the seat of my pants. Friends, a disclaimer. I am only giving opinion. This is a political opinion of a man who is 63, almost 64 years old, and has been through the ringer more than once. I am not telling you what you should think. I'm only telling you what I think. But why hasn't my channel had much in regards to politics? And why do some of you bitch about the little bit of politics I have? I'm going to get to that. So, a bit of background. Upwards of 3-4 years ago, when my Canadian government, the Liberal government, I hate calling it my government because I didn't vote for them, but they were and are in power, brought in a bill brought in a few bills that really hampered. I won't put the bill numbers and all that. Lots of people do that. That's not important. The important thing is that it affected free speech. We were never a country that had a good, solid free speech law like the States. Our Charter of Rights and Freedoms do not necessarily guarantee freedom of speech. And to me, my government should be looking at that and saying, oh, we need to fix that and at least give free speech. But the problem was we were in a time, and so was the US at that time under Biden, in a time of increased censorship, increased power over the people by our leaders, and trying to guarantee that they never lose that power by halting us from saying the things we used to say. And I say used to say it because I'm a little ashamed to say, but I have a family and I didn't need to go to jail or have my life shut down. So I stopped talking politics on my channel. I stopped it because we have laws against it, and I don't want to know those laws intricately so that I can play a role through the loopholes that might be there so I could speak to you all about politics. So I sat back. I also let a lot of people who said, Gord, every time I talked anything political, Gord, I don't watch this channel for politics. So I'm going to get to those of you, so stay. If that's one of you, stay. Yeah, my dog looks at me. Did you say stay? Yeah, stay. Stay and let's talk this out. I feel a little bit ashamed that I self-censored. Every time I went to say my feelings, I went, I better keep them down. For two reasons. One, the law. I didn't fully understand the law, and I didn't really want to learn the law, and I really should be using that finger for that law. But number two, I love all of you, and I felt if I'm upsetting a few people with my opinion, maybe I need to back off my opinion. There we get to this come to Jesus moment. Sitting back and not expressing my opinion, and many others self-censoring, taking away their opinions from other people who could have used those opinions to build some kind of belief in going against the way our government's going against us. It's okay if you don't agree with me, but I feel bad that I censored because, first of all, I'm not helping the general public if I don't once in a while come out and say why I love Canada and what Canada means to me, especially since I've been here almost 64 years. But I'm hurting those of you. And yes, you know who I'm speaking to, the couple of people that have made comments on my posts recently who have told me that I don't like you talking about Trump or conservativeness or politics in general because you're conservative, etc., etc. First of all, I will break down the mistakes in those comments. I won't bring the comments forward. I won't say who it was, but you know who it was. But I will say I am no longer censoring myself. When my government has a loophole that the lead, and it's a Liberal Party loophole that should not exist, it should be against the law, that the leader of that party, who happened to hold the seat of Prime Minister of Canada, could just say, I quit. Let's internally, inside our party, elect a new Prime Minister for the rest of Canada, a new leader. But it happened. Last night, the Liberal Party, and I put quotes because there was a whole bunch of voting issues and difficulties and all that, and it was only the elites who gave the leadership, not of the party, but of our country, to an unelected bureaucrat banker, Mark Carney. He is not my PM. I did not vote for him. I don't know anyone who did because he has not received a single Canadian vote except those in the Liberal Party who voted for him to be their leader. I don't care who they want as a leader. He isn't my leader. And what's that mean? That means we as Canadians need to get out there and speak our minds and put it out in social media and say to your Liberal friends, the Liberal Party left you, just like in the United States where the Liberal Party has left the building. It's happened in Canada. The Conservative Party have taken over common sense. The center, not the right, not the far right, the center, where 80% of the populace is and thinks, and therefore we need to push away that Liberal leadership, get an election. Right now, while we have a Prime Minister that none of us voted for, we need an election. Let the people of Canada speak, and I think they will speak very loudly for the Conservatives to win, because the Conservatives are sitting in the center, just like Trump in the US is sitting in the center. And that brings me to my final point on this rant of mine, is those people who have said, I don't like it when you speak Trump. I can't even listen to anything about this Trump bullshit. You need to check the room you're in. You need to look around yourself and ask yourself, am I living in a bubble? A very small bubble that does not represent reality. Because, and I'll give you only a few examples. In the US, the Doge cuts the way that the executive orders are being handled, the cabinet that he has chosen, all strong people. You compare in Trump's cabinet, it are people who know the position they have been appointed to. You have Hegseth, an ex-Marine, I think, but military man in the military seat. You have education experts in the education seat. You know what I mean? That didn't happen in Canada. What happened in Canada was a DEI exercise of choosing the right color for the right position to make the right mix of colors and genders, ignoring merit. And that's what's brought Canada, that's what brought US to almost its knees until Trump took over, and that's what's bringing Canada to its knees right now. So I say to you, if you are bothered by hearing common sense things that are going on, that yes, they're disruptive, but they're good. If you're having trouble, don't walk away from it. The problem is a you problem. Don't come to me and say, how dare you talk about Trump on your channel? It's my channel. I'll talk about whatever I want. But I went back and looked, and on my live shows, 5% of my live shows over the past year have covered political talk. So if you can't handle 5% in an hour of a few people speaking their mind, then it's a you problem, not a me problem. Don't ask me to change. It's you who needs the change. Look inside yourself. Ask yourself why you have such cognitive dissonance. Why, when you hear something that makes sense but goes against what you feel, why do you explode internally and blame me for your feelings? Facts don't care about your feelings. I care about your feelings. So you're attacking the wrong person. You can't attack the facts, and I'm not the person. I'm not saying the things that I say to hurt anybody. I've always said, if you take offense to anything I say, the verb is took. You took it. You took it from me. I never offered offense. I never gave you offense. You took it. You stole it from me. I didn't even have it in the first place. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Again, it's a you problem. So I beg those in my channel to stick around. If you're really hurting, bye-bye. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. But that's not the right answer for you or me. The right answer is go into the comments. Remember, 95% of this channel is not related to politics. So if that little bit's hurting you, comment to me why it's hurting you. Don't say, oh, you bother me talking about this. Tell me, you talked about X. I don't agree with you because of Y, and this is where I come from, and I will carry a wonderful debate with you back and forth until we find either some common ground or agree to disagree. It's most of my family and some of my friends are liberal, and I love them just as much as the conservatives. I don't give a shit what your internal thought processes are. If you're my friend, you're my friend, you're my friend till the end, and I couldn't say it better. So folks, give this the thumbs up, share it around, stand up for Canada, stand up for America, stand up for common sense, because the world is seeing a common sense revolution, and if you don't jump on, you're gonna fall off. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony.